welcome back to the channel, guys. New to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell notification so you get notified when I drop a video. Alright, so in my last video I talked about I switched companies. Now I'm currently a lease operator with Dart now. Right from the get-go, truck and maintenance alone, I am paying over $1,000 less per month for this truck than I was at SFI. Now, yes, there are pros and cons to each company. The SFI truck did have a tri-pack, so didn't have to idle. It was ungoverned, so that's another pro. But overall, Schneider themselves and SFI together have more cons than they have pros. Now, the cons of Schneider trucks were not spec'd out properly. They were running the same rear end ratio, which, if I remember right, it was 265. Very, very tall gears. Did not climb hills worth a damn. I mean, you'd have to do 70, 75 miles an hour and floor the damn pedal down in order to climb any type of hill. If you had more than 20,000 pounds on that trailer, it was just, you're burning more fuel than you were anything. Another con, truck payment maintenance were just outrageous. Granted, it was a less lease term, so as many of us know that shorter the term, the higher the payment. The balloon payment was $70,000. They were willing to finance $50,000 of that, but still, after that extra year, you still have to come up with $20,000, which is very hard to do, especially since C19 has hit. Now, the SFI truck, yes, it was a 10-speed manual, but it was Freightliner, and they definitely don't call them freight shakers for nothing. It was a very, very bumpy ride overall. Another con, you can't use Bluetooth headset with Schneider. If you do, you basically just have your lease terminated and you're screwed. Schneider themselves, it feels like it's high school all over again. Like, everybody's got to be the little tattletale. I don't know how many times. I've talked my way out of it quite a bit, but you know, it's like the company drivers were mad because I'd be passing them at 70 in a 70 mile an hour zone, and they're governed at 65 or 62, depending if they're solo or team. And then like they'd look over, see that I've got a headset, whether it be around my neck or around my head, and they'd pull over and call in. Like, really? Grow up. Now, switching over to, hold on, I gotta readjust this so that way it's straight. It did not work. Sorry about that. Man, that's still not straight. I hate this stupid thing sometimes. going with the GoPro, guys. But anyways, now Dart, granted, okay, sorry, I backtrack a little bit. SFI, when I first got the truck, it was 3 weeks, no truck payment. That's great. Now that was back in 2018. Now Dart, when I got this truck, it's a 2017 Kenworth 10-speed. I'm still getting used to the gear spacing between the trucks, because the Cascadia I had, gears were very, very close together. This Kenworth, they're about 3 times the amount of space between, say, second and fourth gear. There's a larger gap, so getting accustomed to the spacing between the gears, I'm still grinding them here and there, but I'm getting the hang of it. Now, orientation. Now this is the damn, my voice crackling again. But anyways, the Pro was 1 day orientation, whereas Schneider was 3 or 4. Hell, I don't remember. Truck payment, maintenance, Dart truck, a little over $1,000 less per month. This truck has, I might say, 43,000 miles less than what my Cascadia did when I turned it in. This is a 2017. My Cascadia was a 2018. So, less miles. Yes, this is a PACCAR Motors MX-13, but it's actually geared properly. What do I mean by that? Well, with the Cascadia, it didn't pull worth the crap, because it was a 265, very, very tall rear end. Yes, it was 455 horsepower, and I think it was like 1650 foot-pounds of torque at like 14 or 1500 RPM, something like that. This is 430 horsepower, 1600 foot-pounds of torque at like 1400 RPMs. The horsepower range still goes up to 1700, both trucks. But this has a 308 rear end, which means you can bog this motor down to 900 to 1000 RPMs and it'll still pull. Cascadia, you had to be in that horsepower range the entire time, otherwise it wouldn't pull. Now, I've already went through Pennsylvania with this truck. I've had it for about a week now. I absolutely love it. There's more analog gauges on the dash instead of the Cascadia. You had to sit there and go through each. Like, it was all digital. There's only like 4 or 5 gauges on the dash. The rest you had to go through the damn menu. This, you don't have to worry about going through the gauges. You just look at them. Very, very nice. I'm actually getting spoiled with having a Kenworth. Always had Freightliner so far. But Dart offers the best pass, cheaper truck insurance. Already touched on truck payment, maintenance. I think that's pretty much it. The lease term on this is 21 months, and then I think it's another 8 or 9 months bucks after that. So basically 3 years, this truck will be completely paid off. That's Cascadia. It would have taken me another 2.5 years to pay that off, and I still would have to come up with the $20,000. Dart doesn't do that. They will finance the complete balloon payment. So that last payment, you own the truck. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, some of the cons. There is no suspension dump, air dump on this truck. It did have it, but Dart went through and they took them all out because, to be honest, there's too many idiots out here, and they had too many airbag failures, I guess, because of previous company drivers that would dump the airbags and then drive off. So it twisted the airbags, ripped them, and everything else. So they went through and they took them all out. All they have to do is go to the dealership, pay the $150, and basically they just put another switch in there, hook up all the wires, and now they have suspension dump again. So that's nice. This truck is governed. It's governed at 65, both cruise and pedal both. Typical manuals, you get better fuel economy if you use your foot than cruise control, because obviously you don't have coast feature because it's not automatic, so it stays in gear all the time, which don't bother me. It is mileage pay. I'm getting $1.06 per loaded mile, $1 for each empty. There is a couple blind spots. I still have to readjust the mirrors a little bit to cover them. Let's see here. I think that's about it. Another pro is, let's see how to say this. I'm not sitting still. They have the freight. Granted, Dart doesn't have a load board, so basically they send you a load. You can accept or reject it. Give them a reason why, whatever the case may be. Schneider, they were just, they had too much time on the load. I'm sorry, but 2 days, 2.5 days, 3 days to do 600 miles is, what the hell is that? Anyways, 2 to 3 days to do a 600 mile load is too much time. A lot of their loads were just, it was too much time. And you can't deliver early. So basically you just sit on the load. And there at the end I was doing 2 to 3 34-hour restarts every single week. Because there wasn't really that many loads that were delivering constantly. Now the week, yeah, so I've had this truck for a week and 1 day. So 8 days. The only time that I've sat is when I just did my 34-hour restart. Because I run hard. I don't do recaps. I don't do none of this extra baloney of, oh, well, I can only run 8 hours because that's how many hours that I get back. No, I don't do that. I'm out here to make money. I'm out here to run hard. Now, I get it. Some people don't like running 10, 11 hours of driving every single day for 5.5 days, whatever the case may be, and then take a 34. that 34-hour restart, you can do your laundry, catch up on your sleep, just chill. You don't have to worry about none of the extra BS, whatever the case may be. You know, you get left alone, you ain't got to worry about it. Some guys like to run the 8 hours every single day. I get burnt out. I've tried the whole doing recaps and everything. It just stresses you out more. You don't get to have the more mileage loads or the higher paying loads, because like it was Schneider, yeah, it was percentage, but during the recaps I probably lost a good $1,000–1,200 in revenue in 1 week that I did the recaps, whereas if I had done at 34, gained back my 70, I could have ran that higher paying load. Mileage is pretty much the same way. You just deal with your fuel economy. For me, I get better fuel economy running my foot. Some guys, whether it's manual or automatic, they like to run the cruise control. Whatever floats your boat at this point. But you get more stressed out when you're running recaps, because you know you've only got that X amount of hours and minutes that you can run. So you have to push, like, whether it's a government truck or not, ungoverned truck, you're running the damn speed limit, or you're speeding over the speed limit because you know you've got X amount of time. Same thing with a government truck. You're on that limiter. I mean, your damn foot's all the way to the floor because you're trying to get that extra mile or 2 in per hour. Whereas, yeah, I've got 10, 11 hours. You know, I just enjoy the scenery. I'm in Rudd, Iowa right now. State Road 27. I'm looking around, I'm joining all the farmlands and scenery and everything else, and I'm still getting 9 miles to the gallon. Now, if I was sitting here on the damn limiter, or the governor, I'd probably only be getting 8.3 or 8.5, whatever the case may be, miles per gallon. I'm just chugging along. So that's my outlook on it. Now DART, they ask you to be out for 2 weeks at a time. I said 14 days, which is 2 weeks before you go home. For me, I just, like I explained, you know, with SFI, I didn't go home for 9 months. I ran through the house one time and I was long enough to grab my mail, and then I had to head back out. So I'm used to staying out, even when I was a company driver. First weekend of every month, I'd go home, do a 34. Usually on that second day, I'm ready to go back out. I'm not one for sitting still. Now, I'm trying to think of how to say this. Qualcomm system, this little tablet looking thing over here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but DART, you get your crap together. This damn thing is slower than molasses in January. I'm sure DART will see this at some point or another. But even Schneider's 8-year-old MCP 200 with full keyboard, yeah, it was a little bit wider. That stupid thing was faster than this thing is. I mean, you gotta hit like hours of service 2, 3, 4 times before the damn thing actually registers that you actually hit the hours of service button. Like, I understand, you know, Dart's been having issues with this stupid thing, but good lord, contact Omnitrax and be like, hey, you know, need to figure something out here, because this is asinine, really. I mean, hell, you shut the truck off, it's still sitting there on driving time for a good 30, 45 seconds before it realizes you shut the truck off to put you on duty. Otherwise, you have to go in there and manually do everything yourself. The remarks are not there. Like, when I do a sleeper berth, I have to type in 10-hour break, 10-hour DOT break. Off duty, you gotta put in 30-minute break. You always got to have a remark for every change of status. That is ridiculous. And the screen is so small, and I'm like, I don't have the biggest fingers in the world, but I sure in hell don't have the smallest. And I have to almost use my pinky on everything that I type on here because the buttons are so damn small. Granted, yes, you can hook up a keyboard to it, but who wants to have a damn keyboard on their lap while they're trying to type stuff out on a damn Qualcomm that's in the middle of the damn cab? But, definitely, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell, and I'll catch you on the next one.